Well, the final elements have arrived. The final two elements have arrived. Just these two to do, 24 and 10. 12 and 10. It's a nice day. Everything's set out. You can see all these bags of nuts and bolts, M5 washers, M4 by 25 and M4. So here's a little spanner I'm using, and these are the ones that have that type of end, just these two elements or four elements which have this crushed end. That's how it goes together. So I should imagine it's these little mini split washers that I'm going to be using. Can't see anything, the sun is blinding me. And it says on there M4, look. They are the ones. Them. And these. And either the small ones, so maybe them. The M4 by 25. Yep. I think I need to get myself a seat. As you see, they're all tie wrapped together, all the bands are tie wrapped together. So there's no chance whatsoever. And the mast will be no chance whatsoever of making a mistake. The manual is very, very good. The antenna now stands at 32 kilogram. On the website it says 34, but now it's 32. It's already lost 2 kilogram. And the wazzes are out in force. I've been looking for somewhere to go to set up home. It's not going to be here, trust me. Well, I can't see anyone looking out through the curtains. Oh, right, I'm not in the UK, am I? Yes? No? There's nobody watching me and thinking, oh dear, what's Victor up to now? Is he building another antenna? We'll have to get on to the council. Right, stand by. Well, that's a surprise. I thought that was... See what I mean? The wazzes. Oh, that's a surprise. I thought that would have been inside of an element, but it's not. This is the central element, and that's right, R1 and R1. Here it is. Wonder why that was crushed. Maybe it's a little bit more sturdier. It's not rocket science when you use these different length bolts. That's about the right thread that's coming through all of them. You'll soon see if you've only got 2 or 3 threads, it's the wrong bolt. So just a split washer on there, and the nut. See, that's dropped. It won't be flush. It won't be flush like the others, but it is. It will be pulling. There's no connection. You see, look, there's no connection. It's a large hole to accept the head. There is no connection with this larger element. It goes through there, and as you can see, the inner element, the head will be pulling on the inner element to the inside of the larger element. That's it when it's done. Nice and tight, just like a pop rivet. As I said, the mast will be down today, but I've got a standby antenna for 20, extended double ZEP, only a couple of S points down on working people in the UK. I'll get on the other side. A bit of fresh air. Let's get some nice fresh air. It seems the crushed element is only on the centre element. The rest of them are just standard, are the same for all the elements. I'm just being invaded by a load of ants, flies. I think they want to get to the trees that I chopped down last year. Sure, that's weird. That's what they were looking for, and it's not there anymore. It's gone. It was hiding the sun. I couldn't have worked at this table and felt the sun like I feel it now. Plus it's getting to my windows and heating the inside up for me. Right, so yep. Oh, there's loads of them. They just, I've even bought out the fly spray, but it don't seem to affect them. This is what you get in Bulgaria. It's unbelievable what noise I have to put up with. Yeah, that is the boom. That is the boom on that support there, or the grapevines that apparently want trimming. Anybody interested? But the noise I have to put up with, those birds over there chirping all day. Can you hear them? Oh dear. You know, I'm not missing my last location one little bit. No. Would you? No. Yes, that tree just there, it was a pretty big bush, and that one just there as well. But they were stopping daylight. There was, you know, my windows were dark, and I needed the sun. That beautiful thing up there, away, baby. Right, get stuck on to it. We've got to get this done today. It'll be dark about 7 o'clock. These flies are all around. They're looking for somewhere, habitat. Not here. Go away, find somewhere else. There's plenty of places out there. As I said, it's not rocket science to know which bolt is the right one to use. He does have a coloured drawing of all the bolts on which elements to use the required lengths. But you can see for yourself, this is the right bolt. That is. A bit further down the line to a smaller diameter tube. I can't see anything in this viewfinder. Nearly. Hey up, visitors? No. No, we don't have visitors here. Yes, I've just worked it out now why he's crushed that down there. He obviously wants this thick element in the middle. Right, in the middle of the boom. In the middle of the, yep. In the middle. But he don't want to use the next smaller diameter to fit in this. So he's crushed that so we can use the thinner diameter, because it's only 24 megs, isn't it? So that's it, that's why he's crushed it, because actually the element, the next one down to fit inside this would have been the elements of the maybe 14 and 18. So that's it, sorted. Not to give it any added strength. It's a good machine, isn't it, that can just crush that like that and not leave any creases in that whatsoever. That's pretty good, isn't it? Now did I tighten those up or not? I don't think so. And now we're on the driven element for the 24 megs. He puts that as V24. Actually it's given me 2 nuts there. Never given me 2 nuts on the others. They will go up through the phasing line rods that join all the driven elements together, and in between the centre of that rod, those rods, is marked the ballon, and that has all its own screws. It doesn't screw on any one of these. It doesn't. Alright, and yeah, it's still got the crushed ones, of course, the same, just a little. I don't think we're going to have any rain today. Hopefully you've got some nice weather like this. I don't think so in the UK yet. Almeria might have 28. I think it was 28 yesterday. That's fantastic, isn't it? Looks like it's going to be a good summer in Spain. This time last year, here, it was shorts, so I wasn't wearing trousers. Shorts and short socks. Wow. Bit late this year. Well, this end was already on, tightened up, and I had to shove this end on. Okay, this is going to the phasing line, these are going to the phasing line, but this was so tight to get this on, I had to like screw it on, and you may just see a bit of the plastic, whatever it's made of, just coming up there. But that's good, at least it's not going to slop about, is it? You want them tight. Perfect. Fit. Well, he's marked this one, look. You see there, that mark? He's done it on others, but somebody hasn't done it. And I think that lines up with the inside. I hope. What's he looking? Go away. Go away. I can hear some drums, I'm sure I can. You know, when you don't have any noise and then you hear some noise, it bothers you. Right, on to the 10 metre. I don't think I'll do a video of that. It'll be exactly the same. Okay? It may have been my security. Making the noise. Got a bit of a limp on her at the moment, and there's all sorts of things want to. Oh dear. Oh, this antenna is coming off. It's coming down first, and may never be put up again. We will see what the other one performs like. What a lovely day. Hope you're having a nice day as well. Have you like this? There's nobody at the back of me, look. Just a vineyard and a shed. That's not mine. Someone else's. But they don't come very often, and maybe the next time they will come, well, it'll be when the grapes are ready. It'll be September. Yeah, this year. That's the Moxon now. Fancy having a Moxon like that. Hopefully we don't need to put it back on again. was the other 5-bander. Well, I bored you with the noise of this place. Can you hear them? I can feel them. Right, we'll crank it down. Well, this is the rotator cage of the tenor mast, and this pole I got with the antenna just, look, you can nearly see through it, just won't go, just won't go. Oh dear. Yeah, it just won't go, Victor. It means a flapper. Paul said a flapper. Ah, the XA. Oh, the pole. It's perfect now. Thank you, Mr. Marriott in Bonnie, Scotland, for just suggesting this. That cleaned it out nicely, just took that little bit away from the inside of there, and now we can start to move on with the truss on the boom. Not a very nice day today, only 12 centigrade. I do believe it's 21 in the UK, maybe 22. Some people may say 25. But not here. But Monday, trust me, it'll be 18 and working its way up to Easter Sunday is next weekend, 1 week after the UK Easter, and it will be 24. So summer starts next week. So right, we're going to move on now to getting this pole out and get it fixed on the boom and adjust the truss. Got it supported into the polytunnel, which is not being used. What a lousy day it is today. Tensioned it up, and I can't get those exhaust brackets in, so he doesn't use them. So you can see what's missing, I'm sure, if you put antennas up before. There's that exhaust bracket in there. He said he doesn't use them. This is fully tightened up. Whoops, excuse me. And I keep banging my head on this flipping polytunnel. It's only about 5 foot tall. Oh, right. I might have to, I think it's, you don't have to tension it too much. Whoops. See at this. This bar I keep banging my head on. And I'm a slap head already. So that's tightened. The boom is on. The boom is on. Put it out on Facebook. Somebody. 4 elements on one side. Mast plate. That's it. That's 5 foot. You'll see how it happens. Mast plate is not the centre of the boom. They just can't get the centre of the boom because the next element is just a bit further up, you see, above it. Just can't do it. Same with the Moxon, I couldn't get, when I put in the Moxon together, I couldn't get the boom to pass. Plate in the centre. It's too many. So this is the back. That is the front. By the the way 10 meters is a director. It's not a reflector and driven element. It's a D28, it's a director. That's the only way you could put it in. It's got no reflector. It's got the director in of going down. Right, I'm going to crank it up and have a look from a distance to see how, without any weight on. Well, it doesn't perform very well actually. No, I meant to say how it looks from a distance. That's it at 20 feet. We'll just go out the garden and have a look. I ought to have got my binoculars out of the house, but not much to see at this distance. It may just have a slight upturn, but then I've got no weight on yet, so maybe. We will see. Can't even see it. What a lousy day. 12 degrees. This time next week it's going to be 24. Summer starts next week. I can just see the moon somewhere. Shall I put that in here? Oh, a bit of dirt on the camera. Yeah, alright, the moon. Oh dear. That's it then. No more today, I'm afraid. Yeah, bit of a snag putting the first one on. The insulators, they look like they're not going to fit, or they're too they're too small, so you have to use the longer screws just to get a couple of threads coming out the back. But when they're compressed, tightened down, then you see the full length, and of course it's too long. It's for another element. That is the correct one at the bottom, look. But now this one has actually come to the end of the thread, and I've got a job now trying to get that nut off. I may have to saw it off, would you believe? But yeah, I mean, you think there's tons of gap because it just fits on with loads of gap, and you think, hey, wait a minute, that's not going to be right. But once you start tweaking them down, it fits on like, and no one's going to ever move it, you know. But I've got to get this one out now and change the others, because of course I've used the long ones on that as well, because the short ones you couldn't have done it. Plus it's not ideal to have it like this. It really needs to be laying down, but you can't lay it down. You've got that tube. What you got to do, dig a 2-foot hole to put it into, then you could lay it down, or some 2-foot supports. I'm afraid it's going to be a hard job. Trust me. This is dead level now, but the tube actually is tilting to one side. That one, the right hand one. Oh dear. Well, I've cut the nut off, but I damaged the thread on that. Whether it goes down to there or not when I do the thicker elements to use for this part. They're just an ordinary nut. They've got no nylon in there, that's why they're using the spring washers. But trust me, you cannot get them off again. I thought it was the end of the thread on the other one. It wasn't. They just don't want to come off, and they don't want to tighten. They just some special thread there that once you've tightened it, that, forget it, it's never coming off again. Hey, I can't see where I'm looking at actually, because I can't see in the viewfinder. I'm probably too close. Hey. Oh my god, I ain't got a nut splitter. Looks like another cut job. Oh dear! Time for something to drink. Looks like game over. Just broke my Allen key trying to get that nut off. Hey, what type of thread do they use? That once it's on, it's on. You can't even strip the antenna afterwards. They just look like cheap little nuts. You see them? Look, they've got a thread in there that's don't want to come off. My goodness. Get my own bolts, I think, from downtown. Well, I've just tried a nut on a bolt and it goes on and off dead easy. Do you know what? I think once the pressure of tightening this up, the thread on the inside of the bolt deforms and it's not going clockwise anymore, or you can't anti-clockwise it. You can't do nothing. It's on, it's on. It's not the bolt, it's the nut. The thread deforms. Cheap little nuts, eh? Well, what do you expect? You see the element spacing, look there, and then the one over there, 20. It's closer this side, and the reason that is because the gap there, look, these are already factory fitted. These plates, the spacing is factory fitted. There's no gap there, look, but there's a gap there. Now by loosening these off, you can tilt it up. That's 3/16. Well, you can't tilt it up to the right. Oh, no. But you know what I mean? That can make a difference in the elements that, you know, I mean the top one here, look. That's, yeah, by tilting it to the right, it would eliminate and bring the left element higher, just a fraction. That 3/16 makes all the difference. But you loosen them off and it might move an eighth of an inch either way up and down the boom. You don't know, and it's preset, the element spacing. But you would have thought that to try to be a bit tighter, wouldn't you, to eliminate the elements being closer on one side than the other. Well, I've got 4 of them on. That problem I mentioned, and we've sorted that out. They don't all line up too well. We'll see what it's like. Yeah, I'm whacked again. See what it's like when it's hanging, just 4 of them. Well, the boom doesn't sag, so the truss is working pretty well. That 20 metre seems to hang a little bit to the left, but when you look at the front of it, of course the house is a little bit in the way. It all looks in line. Thing is, you can only pull them together, and if the manufacturer is just a little bit way out on his centering or on his brackets on the boom. I tried adjusting one of the brackets, this outside element, and no, it wasn't, it was that one, and I got the thread right up to the boom. It only moved an 1/8. It didn't make any difference. I don't know, it don't look too bad there though, does it? It don't.